Imagine going into a shop and you need to buy a carton of eggs, but you can't find it. So you think, I'll just ask the person at the front desk. So instead of going and saying, hey mate, can you show me the eggs? That's the help you need, right? You have to ask. But instead, imagine if you went up and said, praise you, you're a wonderful shop attendant, I love you, I'm in service to your honour, what a fantastic person you are, I love you, I'm going to put my hand up and wave in appreciation for you, and I'm going to honour you with this wall-to-wall list of poetry that I wrote before I came in the shop. Can you imagine what that would be like instead of just saying, hey mate, can you show me the eggs? This is how the spirit realm sees prayer and singing and all that stuff in church right now. So do it if that is the kind of thing that makes you feel like you're in a community, you feel like you're unified with a bunch of other like-minded people, you remind each other like why you're here on the planet and you feel good as a community. Cool. I think cut loose, do it, it makes you feel good. Go to a concert and I'll go techno dancing and feel like I'm in my community, like everyone to their own, right? However, if you went into a shop and acted like that, you just wouldn't get what you need. There would be no room for your actual request to come through, and no one could have any spare air to even respond to you. That's what is wrong with prayer and the whole worship thing. So you don't need to actually worship the spiritual realm to get help or to ask a question and get an answer. So what I would love to see is that we reinvent prayer. So do that stuff because it makes you feel good, but add in modern prayer, which is allowing in the space for the two-way communication, for allowing in the answers, and for creation as a co-creative experience with you and spirit as a consciousness technology. Allow that to unfold. And you can only do that by asking a question, allowing the space for the answer, and then you got to do the little steps. So there's no point, going to the shop assistant and saying, okay, even if you didn't do the singy thing and read the poem, even if you just said, okay, mate, hey, can you show me where the eggs are? And they go, yeah, down the fridge on the back left. Okay, thanks. And then you just didn't go and you didn't take the steps to walk there. Well, you're not going to get the eggs. I mean, maybe you could ask somebody else, but you don't just stand there waiting hopelessly. Like, I call it inspired steps. So you do have to get the guidance, ask the question, wait for the answer, and do the steps. Simple. And that concept of ask and allow, that is all we need to do. And when you ask, it's already done. So you don't need any manifesting processes or vision boarding or anything. I don't need to write a vision board to tell me that I need the eggs. I'm going to wait for the eggs to turn up, and I've got this vision board with all the different sorts of eggs I'm going to have. Well, that's another complete waste of time because the eggs already exist and they're already there. You just have to do the steps to get there and bring them into your reality. So a whole lot of these, some of these manifesting practices or whatever, are actually just getting in the way of you taking the steps to get the eggs. And that, I feel like, is a misunderstanding of a lot of the manifesting community. At the same time, if every time you go to get the eggs, the fridge door smashes on your hand, or you bump your head on a railing, or something's in the way of you getting the eggs, you do have to do the work to clear that out and allow yourself to get the flow into the eggs as well. So it's not always perfectly smooth sailing in real life. And, if the floor was slippery in the way to the fridge, well, you'd have to be careful, or you have to mop it up first and then you have to walk. So it's not magic, but as soon as you say, I want eggs, the eggs are there, And so it's just taking those little steps. So this is all about reinventing prayer. So we need to do things differently. And if you're very ingrained in your kind of worship practices, then I would ask and encourage you to add in a whole new set of prayer as well, and actually open up for a two-way conversation, an experience of spirit, and do that separately. But then for those other people like I was, and who went, you guys in Christianity, that's like, not my cup of tea, you're not being kind, and there's wars in the name of religion, and people dragging themselves over gravel for 10 miles in the name, that they're trying to prove themselves as some kind of like, I'm more religious than you. Like, they're pretty dodgy things to do, and they do not actually make you closer to a spirit. All you have to do is ask and allow and do the inspired steps. So for those who totally rejected it all, and you even consider yourself an atheist, I would say no belief is required. You just have to stop doubting and blocking it. So just be open. I'll give it a go. Why not? It's like, you don't have to believe in gravity for gravity to work. You just drop something. Oh, look at that. It fell to the ground. Wow. So then you could say, okay, so prayer. Let me try. Have some quietness and see what inspiration comes. There's an inspiration. Oh, I got the eggs. And ask and allow